Hi, I'm Carl, and this is Two Can Stand. We're here today to talk to y'all about OODA Loops. All right, OODA Loop. OODA is a decision-making process or a learning system. It was developed by John Boyd, and it is an acronym, OODA. It stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act. And it's a process that happens to everybody anytime we do pretty much anything. So let's start at the top and discuss. Observation. This is using our senses to gather information about our surroundings. This is kind of step one, just looking, hearing, observing your environment. It's very important to maintain a conscious level of awareness. If you guys are familiar with Cooper's color codes of awareness, we want to maintain condition yellow. If you're not aware about that, don't worry, we'll talk about that in a different video. Next, orient. Orientation is the process of understanding our observations, and orientation shapes the way we interact with the environment, shapes the way we observe, shapes the way we make decisions, and it shapes the way we act. So that's always the next step. Very important process. It's kind of the focal point of the OODA Loop. After that, D, we have decide. The decision-making process, developing a plan, using our observations and our orientations to kind of build actions, build thought processes and work off those. And then we formulate those decisions into actions. It's the actual doing, testing that hypothesis. And this is a loop that happens pretty much anytime we do anything. Let's look more into it. All right, how does OODA Loop work into our lesson today? Is it a shooting tip? Not really. Is it a personal protection tip? Yeah, kinda. In a defensive scenario, you typically have a good guy and a bad guy, potential victim and an aggressor. Both of these parties are going through their own OODA loops, and they are clashing together. Typically started by the aggressor, by the bad guy. First observing the victim, incorporating that observation into their environment, deciding to be that bad guy and acting upon that decision. At some point, hopefully, the good guy observes what's going on here. And that's the point where the two OODA loops collide. And then it becomes a race between the aggressors to complete that OODA loop. Typically, whoever can complete that OODA loop the fastest wins the conflict. A trick on the defensive side is to repeat through the OODA loop rapidly, making different movements. We talked about getting off the X last week. That is a good trick to get inside the opponent's OODA. What that does is it resets it. They then have to re-observe, reorient, redecide, and react. And what this does is it slows them down. It can create confusion. It gives you more time to act, ideally completing that OODA before the aggressor. And again, the party that completes the OODA loop first typically wins the conflict. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope y'all learned something, give you some food for thought. If you have any questions about it, feel free, come on down. You can talk to me in person, or you can give us a comment down below. And if you're enjoying everything that we're doing here, consider liking and subscribing to our channel. I believe that is it for today. Hope everyone has a great week. We'll see you next time. OODA Loops, OODA Loops, I did it again.